Get out of the room.
Welcome, everyone, to another, we're going to call it Olympics, Cats and Rats NHL After Dark. I'm your host, Kirby Lupel, joined alongside one of my co-hosts, Nick J. Levine, and producer and co-host here for today, Big C's Cesar Lucero. Make sure to subscribe.
Big C's is back.
Oh, yeah.
Rey Mysterio Jr. is not back. He's out taking a siesta.
Yeah, if you guys didn't see the post-game recap show last night, make sure to check it out. It was a doozy. And a really good views, guys. Over 300 views, I think, on that episode. So even a little bit better than for our NHL After Dark episodes. But we're here today. I'm going to welcome our guests just in a second here. We're going to go over kind of what we've seen all week long here in the Olympics, catch you all up, because some of you have seen a couple of games. Some of you have seen a lot of the tournament. So we're going to get that all covered with a lot of topics with our guest here coming up. But I know you guys want to get into a little bit here today's game with USA. But before we do that, Cesar, we have a guest.
Yeah, our special guest, none other than our very own Jim Biringer. Jim, welcome aboard.
What is going on, fellas? Good to be here. Saturday night, we're rocking and rolling. Olympic hockey is here. Back from Florida, little siesta time after the Stadium Series, and we're back here. And it was a pleasure to join Big C's on his show before the Olympics.
Had such a blast. Thank you.
That was a fun night. Glad to be back with the crew, rolling on the Saturday edition.
Man, we got lots to cover here, Jim. Before we get to our main story and topics, which we're going to get really deep into here with you, there was a game earlier today, and I was covering the other games. So Cesar and Nick are going to take over here. But USA with the victory over Denmark. I'm assuming, Jim, you caught the game as well.
I did catch the game. Very sloppy game by Team USA. Not going to lie.
Especially the first two periods.
Oh, absolutely. But laziness, sloppiness in their own end. I don't know who needs Paul Maurice more. Finland, Sweden, and or Team USA.
After Finland's game today, I would have to say I think they're okay.
Yeah, I think they're okay, but I'm just saying, I don't know. I think Team USA might need Paul Maurice now.
Either does Team USA need him more, or does Sweden team need?
I mean, I think Sweden
I'll get into that a little bit.
We can get into that in a little bit, but look, very sloppy game by Team USA. Found a way to beat a Denmark team that they probably should have killed 11-0. Not gonna lie, this should have been a run-up score type World Junior game where you just put like 10 goals up because you know what's at stake. But hey, sometimes you got to go through a little adversity. Still, you don't want to be doing that because you have Germany on Sunday, and the Germans are going to be a little mad after that loss to Latvia.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's going to be – I can't believe they lost to Latvia.
Seeloffs, man. That guy is – everybody forgets he was the goaltender of record at the 2023 World Championships. One tournament MVP, was best goaltender. And he was in net against Team USA in the bronze medal game and beat them. So, I mean, we know what he can do in big game situations. A lot of big games on Sunday slate. I would not categorize France and Canada as one of them. I think that's just going to be a
blowout.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, Canada wants to get the number 1 seed for that, Jim. So
I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I don't think they got to worry about that.
They don't have to worry about that. Canada's got that.
You still got to do business.
No, I think they'll do business. They'll be 0.9 for a lot of guys, and they'll handle their business against France. The Switzerland-Czechia game is going to be interesting seeding wise. Heading, where you finish, you could, some quarterfinal matchups, and obviously a couple of big games, Latvia, Denmark, and Like I said, Team USA and Germany. But I think, overall, I thought Team USA didn't play a great game. They found a way to beat an inferior opponent by playing a very, I don't want to say nonchalant game, but there was a lot of it. But it was a lethargic. And JT Miller, again, what's with the Roger Dorn Ole BS? Come on. Like, either block the shot or get out of the way.
Yep. Caesar?
No, I agree. And how about today's game?
Hold on. Do you guys know what movie reference that was from Jim there? Caesar should know.
Wait. Say that again?
They didn't.
I didn't hear that.
All right, so I said, JT Miller, come on, don't give me this Roger Dorn Ole BS with that block shot. Like, either block the shot or don't block the shot.
Roger Dorn, no Googling, Nick.
I'm not.
Nope.
Caesar!
Come on, Steve! Major League, man. Lou Brown, come on,
yeah.
Dorn, get in front of the ball. Don't give
Wesley
me this
Snipes there,
Ole
popping it up.
BS.
Get down and do some push-ups, Jim.
Yeah, let's go. Every time you miss
Come on, Steve.
every time you miss a movie reference, you owe me 20 push-ups.
See? 5 rolls around the room.
If I get on the floor, I won't be able to get back up.
No, I know. Yeah, definitely a lethargic game for Team
But Nick,
USA.
anything to add on the game here?
Yeah, well, I mean, speaking to Jim's point, really, again, I think the term is lethargic. I mean, I also think that let me start off by saying this. I think USA particularly had a really tough time at hand managing the puck at many different points in this game. I know people are going to point to the second goal allowed by Jeremy Swayman, but I mean, blown coverage in front of the net by Werenski on the first goal because a failure to get the puck out of your own end, and it ends up in the back of your net. So I mean, I think it's just little things like that. I think similarly to the first game, USA is having a really tough time at clearing out the front of the net, and I think you can't keep playing like this. I mean, there's got to be a little bit more compete. There's got to be a much better job at managing the puck and clearing out the front of your net, because if Canada comes there, then you have guys like Stone, Reinhart, Tom Wilson, the net front could be an issue for USA. So they got to get in on it. They got to be better with that. And I was worried about that because take a look at their defense. Not a very big group. A lot of moving guys, who could really skate. But there's no – I think everybody's having a little bit of trouble on that back end. And I obviously think they're dynamic. But in their own end, they've been a little bit I don't want to say lackadaisical, but they've been out-muscled at points in time here. So I think that's something to watch, particularly for them. And obviously, Jeremy Swayman will not be in playing for the rest of the tournament, more than likely, for Team USA. Connor Hellebuck obviously was the backup tonight. But, I think those are the observations that I'm going to be looking at further as they play Germany tomorrow and we progress.
There is one guy that didn't have trouble holding the pucks, or should I say beer.
Oh.
Papa Kachuk, double fisting. They showed this literally right before I believe it was the third goal from Denmark, right before the period ended.
Oh yeah, Big Walt. Yeah, Big Walt was double fisting before the game.
So that's Big Walt and little sister Kachuk as well, showing the red, white, and blue pride.
Look, I'll say this. I think a big thing is face-offs definitely played a factor in this thing. I mean, a couple of big goals by Team USA getting them back in the game off the face-offs. I mean, Brady Tkachuk off the, Eichel win, and then Eichel does it himself. But then Denmark off the face-off win late in the second scores.
Yeah.
That could have been a huge momentum shift. But, Team USA figured out a way to get it done. And Jake Getzel, again, shows, when it matters, he steps up, scores big goals. I think Team USA's best player, even in Four Nations, has been Brady Tkachuk.
I was just going to ask that.
Yeah,
it's been Brady Tkachuk, and it's not even been.
Hands down.
It's not even close, in my opinion.
And
I
think
agree.
Quinn Hughes kind of sick there or out in Four Nations.
And Jim, I talked about that.
Just to jump in, Zach Rowensky and Slavin, I would give honorable mentions. Four Nations.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
Well, I was talking about that, Jim. Like the top end talent for USA needs to be able to come through in the way Canada's has. Like you can make an argument. The four.
Can they?
The top 4 or 5 players in the world in this tournament are on Team Canada. So the top end talent is tough to match. Austin Matthews, can Jack Hughes, who's had a really nice start to this tournament, can they come through big and play the way they're supposed to? Can Jack Eichel continue to do this? Then you're going to need a guy like Kyle Connor and Tage Thompson. There's some high-end talent here that hasn't really been tapped into on the international stage, not just in Four Nations, but so far here. And, I know Austin Matthews, I think he had, a point tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
He should have had he should have had another goal today.
Yeah, he should have.
What a great feed, right?
But here's the thing. It's like you need Austin Matthews to be one of, if not the best player on the ice every shift.
Well, you see it at Canada. I mean, you watched the game the other day. I mean, first 2 games for Canada, McDavid's all over the ice. Crosby's all over the ice.
Yep.
McKinnon's all over the ice. McCarr's all over the ice. Oh, by the way, Marner's playing his game, right? I mean, you can't point. I mean, maybe a couple plays here and there for a couple guys on their bottom lines, but other than that, Canada's boys, their team, every player, every time they step on the ice, has played well.
Jim, Nick brought this up yesterday, and I just came up with this on the air right off the top. I wasn't thinking about this before Nick said about the 5 best players. I'm like, are we getting into dream team territory when you say the 5 best players on the basketball court are all wearing red, white, and blue? Is that the case with Canada?
Yeah, it's been the case with Canada.
No, but 5 players, like that is tough to do in hockey.
I mean,
you include Celebrini.
The way Celebrini is playing this year, and I don't want to use recency bias, but in a year or two, it's not even going to be recency bias. It's going to be fact. Macklin Celebrini is right there with like a Nathan McKinnon, Sidney Crosby. And then you have Cale Makar on the back end. And then I know people are going to say Draisaitl. I was like, well, that's Germany and whatever. But Germany. I mean, you need an Austin Matthews and a Jack Hughes to play like they're the number 1 overall picks. Like Canada has McDavid and McKinnon. Canada has McDavid and McKinnon. Well, USA, their first overall picks, their superstars supposed to be Austin Matthews and Jack Hughes. Now, whether you scoff at that, laugh at that, well, regardless of whatever you want to say, that's what needs to be the case. And they just haven't. They haven't. And Jim, you cover New Jersey. You know a lot about the Jack Hughes situation there. I think that there needs to be – he needs to be better. Same thing with Austin Matthews, and they had a really good start to the tournament, and that's great. But it's one thing to be good against Denmark. It's another thing to be good against Latvia. Then when you're playing Canada, and last year they didn't show up.
No.
Hold on. We're going to get to them later, but they might have a certain matchup in the quarterfinal too, Jim.
Well, that's what
we know who they're going to probably face in the quarterfinal, barring some miracle.
Right?
Sweden will play Team USA in. I'm so used to that.
That was going to be the semifinals, Jim. That's wild.
I mean, well, Sweden did it to themselves, and we'll get into that. But look, I agree with Nick. I think that USA's top guys have to be their top guys, and they can't be carried by 4 or 5 guys. You look at Canada. You see the way Canada's playing. Their 5 best. When you want to put EA hero line out, you put Celebrini, McDavid, McKinnon, Makar, and Harley, and you could put that out there, and they're going to be fine, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's their EA hero line. Like,
and I can't say the same thing for like.
No, you can't.
For Jack Hughes, let's put Jack Hughes, Austin Matthews, and whoever you want to put on the wing. Brady Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk, Jack Eichel. I don't care. It's not the same thing. It's nowhere even close to it. No. And they should be. Those are the guys. Those are the guys USA brought in. Like those are the stars.
Look, and I'll say this. Like Celebrini's been doing this since college, right? When he went to BU, like this is what he's done. And again, here's the experience argument. I'm tired of the experience. Oh, I need the experience. Yeah, Macklin Celebrini's done this at the World Championships. He's done this any place he's played. I want to hear about playoff experience. When these guys play at the World Juniors, they get international experience. McDavid was the best player for Team Canada when they won World Junior Gold. And clearly he's basically saying, this is my Olympics. Like, I've waited for this. You're going to see the best. And he's learned, right? Like, I put the tweet out the other day. I should have sent it over to the group to put on the screen. But the way he's throwing his body, that's 2 seasons and 2 finals of getting beat up by Florida. Like, when was the last time you saw Connor McDavid throw body hits like that? I haven't.
No.
Like I'm being honest.
Not even in the Stanley Cup as much as he is now. So
no. I mean, but that's a fair point. Like he understands now what it takes to win. I got to throw body checks. Like I got to throw big hits. And I like the fact that I like the fact that the refs are letting these guys play. It feels like NHL games out there. It's not ticky-tack penalties being called.
And was kind of wondering your thoughts, Jim, on the puck management, particularly for USA and how they could navigate that. I mean, the net front. Oh,
Michelle Levine in the house. Thank you very much, Michelle.
Shout out to my mother.
The Levine family. Shout out to you guys for joining us on the Canada stream. Thank you for popping by.
Unbeknownst to me this morning.
Record numbers there yesterday.
Shout out, Mom. The puck management and the net front for Team USA, I think, shaping up to can be a really big problem. Was kind of wondering your thoughts further on that.
Yeah, they gotta manage the puck a little bit better. You mentioned the point earlier about how they got to get the puck out better. They gotta some of the puck management. A lot of sloppy turnovers in the second period. Quinn Hughes, especially his brothers as well too. Turning over the puck. Werenski on the first goal, not very ideal. But look, again, trying to feel your way into the tournament. That's great. You got to get better. You got to play better. But it's Denmark. You should be a lot better.
It should have been 10-0. Like this
should have been. This was the game to put pressure on Canada to make sure Canada rolled on France. Like this was a game. This was a game where I said that basically what Finland did was like, all right, we know what we need to do. We're gonna go do it. Like we're gonna go put up 10+ goals on Italy because we need to.
Well, and Canada plays France tomorrow, so you knew that the goal differential battle was going to be. This was your opportunity to take advantage of it today.
Yep.
And you didn't.
And you didn't do it. You didn't
now
do
it's
it.
Canada's to lose. Now, if Canada somehow fucking lost to France, which would be the upset of the century, I mean,
I don't see it coming. But
it's not happening.
Stranger things have happened in this tournament. But I agree. I think the puck management's got to be better. I think the big boys have to be better with their puck management, especially since everything pretty much like. We've seen this. This is where the World Juniors kind of model follows for Team USA for those that don't follow or watch World Juniors that much. You look at it, a lot of USA's wins when they've won gold medals has been driven from their defense, like the play out from their back end coming out. The offense is led by the defense. Well, this is kind of how they constructed this team too. The offense is led by the defense, and they got to be a lot better with their puck management.
I just want this comment here quickly from our guy, Jamie. Character over talents with USA. Jamie, that was amateur tournament. You're going to need more than character here to get the job done this year. This is a generational talent tournament right now.
Oh,
yes.
Especially for Canada.
With the way Canada
character ain't getting it done.
Like,
more than that.
Character is not going to. This isn't back like when the Soviets were really, really good back in the
and everyone else.
And then everybody else.
And I don't have the confidence in the Austin Matthews and the Jack Hughes. Speaking when you're talking about matchups, you realistically need Austin Matthews to be in the Connor McDavid realm of performance, or even a McKinnon realm, which is what he was drafted originally to be, a top 5 player in the league. You need him to be in that realm. You need Jack Hughes to be in that realm.
But I don't see that happening.
And I don't feel confident in that.
Dude, if that was going to happen, it would be both Hughes and Matthews would be tied with McDavid for points in the tournament.
Well, correct. And they're not even close to it, Jim. That's the point. They're not even close to it.
Yeah, I think Jack Hughes has 4 points, but it's not like Connor McDavid's 6 points where McDavid's 6 points were McDavid is McDavid.
We got Jack Hughes playing in the bottom 6, Jim. At this point in his career, he shouldn't be down there.
I mean, where are you going to put him in the top 6, though?
Skill-based guy.
And I think this is where a guy like Tage Thompson and Kyle Connor need to show up. If you're not going to have the Matthews,
you're getting on. I think Tage Thompson's been good.
I think he's been good, and I think
he didn't have a great game today. I'm gonna be honest. He didn't really have a great game. I don't know, Big C's. What'd you think?
Who?
Thompson. I didn't think he had a great game today.
No, I didn't think so either. It was.
I
noticed him in the first game more.
Yeah, me too.
I did today.
Yeah, no, I didn't notice him that much.
I thought Brady Tkachuk was incredible today.
Yeah.
He was the best player by far.
What about you guys? Haven't talked about the defense. What about Quinn Hughes today? Zach Werenski.
Quinn Hughes was phenomenal. I thought he's our best defenseman right now.
I think that's how you're going to win this tournament. Is you need Hellebuck to stand on his head. Realistically, you need the goaltending position to be as big of an advantage as it's been pumped up to be. It can't be, our goalies are better. No, it needs to blow Canada's out of the water. And I think the blue line has the ability to do that. But when you have Cale Makar on Team Canada, it's going to take a lot. I think through the blue line, you're going to need some offense from the blue line.
And I'll say this about Canada too. Watching both of their games, I love their aggressive forecheck has been unbelievable, especially Nick Suzuki. I mean, Suzuki's just been unbelievable right now. What this is why they put him
I think
on
there's
team.
another level to Suzuki.
So do I. But I'm glad they put him back at the center position. He's not a winger. He's definitely not a winger. But Crosby's been unbelievable. Like their whole team has played really well together. Even their back.
Drew Doughty's played well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but Drew Doughty's not asked to be playing top 4 minutes. That's the thing.
Well, he's playing with Harley right now.
I said to Kirby last night, Jim, I think thus far it's a real conversation, but I think Thomas Harley's been the best defenseman for Canada. Even better than Cale Makar.
I mean, I don't know. I can see the argument. To me, I said coming into the tournament, and I said it after Four Nations before the Olympics team was even announced. I said Canada's second best defenseman right now is Thomas Harley, and people are like, no, what are you talking about?
He hasn't had a good year.
And that's scary because Cale Makar hasn't even really gotten going yet.
No, I know, but I was like, oh, well, did you guys not watch Four Nations? The dude literally came in day of game, couldn't practice, couldn't even be on the ice, and comes in and had a great game against Team USA the first time, and even had a better game in his gold medal game. And now he's like back to the Thomas Harley that deserved a contract extension.
Yep.
So, I mean, like everybody on Team Canada has bought into the system like right away.
Yeah. The buy-in from Canada, and usually there's a little bit of easing yourself into a tournament. And that's what's so impressive about this is they look like they've been in the middle.
They had the 2 hardest games to start the tournament and they passed it with flying colors.
Cody, did you hear that? Cody doesn't think so.
Why?
Cody don't think
Finland. This is Finland did.
He thinks Finland, which we'll get to in a bit here.
Slovakia is a good team, and so is Sweden. That's up there. But I thought Czechia and Switzerland were better teams than both of. At least
Sweden's already at a major disadvantage, and we'll talk about what that disadvantage is.
No, but I'm saying what I was saying is Sweden. Yeah, Sweden and Finland. Sweden and Finland's a rivalry game that can go either way, and clearly we saw it go either way. The Slovakia game, I saw the Slovaks coming, but Finland, they just didn't play up to snuff. If they played like they played today against Slovakia in the first game, they probably would have blown them out.
We can go there now because Jim. I just want to wrap up on the Canada USA stuff for now. John Cooper doing a lot better job right now. What we're seeing here in the Olympics than what I saw early on in Four Nations with this of the forward.
But a lot like shorter tournament though too. It's tough.
And you've got higher end talent now with Celebrini and that regard too. So Jim, stock up here on Finland because you did mention them. I watched parts of that wild game today with Italy where, Sebastian Aho can show up against Italy, but where is he against the other likes, right? Mikkola had looked good today. All their players were getting points. Granlund leading the team right now as captain. A lot of people don't know he's the captain for Finland. I thought he's looked pretty good here.
Capo's continued to have a great international tournament.
Yeah, and I want you to get into some of the players here, but I know you weren't here earlier in the week. I don't like kind of the mutiny that went on there with Finland, that they don't like their coach. And since then, they've played well. But kind of what was all that scatter bug about? And we talked about it yesterday with, Paul Maurice and all that. But I don't know if you want to touch on that at all.
I mean, I think some of them just don't like playing for the guy. That's like a big thing. But that's sometimes how you get players motivated to play hockey. You make yourself the bad guy. And then the players rally around it. Like instead of, I don't like my coach and doing what the Rangers do is, just mail it in. Finland's just like, all right, well, we don't like the guy, but we're here to win a medal, and we're here to do damage in the Olympics. We're the defending gold medalists, for crying out loud. Not with NHL players, but they did win the gold back in 2022. So, look, again, like you said, Aho showed up today when it didn't really matter, but so did a lot of guys. I mean,
getting their points, getting their cookies.
Yeah, it was point night.
I've never seen Aho in the blue crease as much as I did today in that game.
I mean, Kiviranta had a couple goals. I mean, Kiviranta was on a scoreboard. Kako had a...
Ryan has 3 assists already.
Yeah, that Kako, Lusterai, and Lundell lines look good all tournament, though.
I mean, Lundell didn't play today because he was sick.
Yes.
But, Look, he's actually had a really good tournament, but this is Capo Caco. This is what he does in international tournaments. He's done it in World Juniors for Finland. He did it at World Championships for Finland. Oh, by the way, he beat Jack Hughes twice in 2019, I believe.
Oh.
Yep. So, I mean, it's interesting to see what, Finland can do when they want to put their minds to it, because they actually have a really good team. But Lundell, Luosterainen, and Caco has been their best line.
Well, yeah, and talk a little bit about, you said Paul Maurice there, Jim. I don't think Paul Maurice in Finland. I don't think Finland needs Paul Maurice the most out of any team in this.
No,
tournament.
Sweden does.
I think Sweden's coach, as I've said last year, and I said it last night, with all due respect to him.
Are we jumping there, Nick? Are we jumping there?
No, we're staying with Finland for a minute, but
I was gonna say, where are we at now?
Hey,
okay, go ahead, Jim. Go ahead. I didn't know.
I'm just saying. To me, if you look, we always talk about the top 6, 7 hockey nations in the world, right? And I always put Finland there, and you can never write them off because this is what they can do, and they did what they were supposed to do against Italy. Now we'll see. They'll probably get a decent the quarterfinal game, because they'll probably be a second seed now in their group, right? They're second, right?
They're going to be 4th seed overall, Finland?
I think Finland. Well, it's because they ran it up today. That's why they did it. They ran it up to get 4th seed.
Yeah,
right?
So they get that extra seed where it's that top 4, right?
Right, exactly. Because I don't see anybody else. I don't think
unless USA loses tomorrow to Germany.
Right, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't think you're trying to think about the other group who's in Canada's group with Czechs. No, Czechs aren't going to get it, right? And Switzerland, I don't think is going to get it. So, I mean, to me, I think Finland put themselves in a really good position to, medal, be in the semifinals, and get themselves a pretty decent quarterfinal.
This is why I've always like that after that first.
No, it didn't look great after the first game because Slovakia came out and played a really, really good game.
They did, yeah, and they had a great goaltending performance.
Yeah, Samuel Alava stood on his head. Alave stood on his head, and UC Saros didn't play great, but to me, I think I'm still high on Finland, man. You never can count them out in a tournament like this. There's always they have a will and those rivalry games, right? Against Sweden, right? They always look at themselves as a little brother, and they use it as motivation.
Yeah, they're like, we're a small country, we're a small population. Shout out to our boy Don Bania. He always brings up the population card. But Finland is a Power 5 hockey nation. At this point, I don't care about your population. If you're a hockey nation, look how much people Italy has. Where they have 60 million, and Finland has 5 million. So the population thing, the Finland likes to use that card a lot.
Right. It's USA, Canada, Finland, Sweden, Czechs, and when the Russians are there, that's your top 6.
Yeah. And I think there's expectation of that in Finland. They need that game against Sweden there in the second game to get the goal. Now, Nick, let's get to this. You wanted to tee me up for Mr. Sammy Boy, we'll call him the head coach there. Samuel, whatever his name is.
I don't know what the hell you're going to tell me right now.
Okay.
But I will say this. He's the absolute biggest moron I've ever seen behind a hockey bench. I don't even know when. Last year was playing Rasmus Dahlin, the 4th most minutes on ice time for a defenseman for Team Sweden. Then you have Philip Forsberg, who's probably the 3rd or 4th best forward on Team Sweden.
Now he's been turning pucks over left and right here with his very limited ice time.
With his very limited ice time, you leave Matthias Ekholm at home, and then you play Pontus Holmberg over Philip Forsberg. I don't know. I
just want to jump in.
Yeah.
So,
and you lose to Finland back-to-back years, which is not acceptable.
So I call this guy the current GOAT. Jim, you can argue with me. I think he's also second place on the podium for broadcasters. Cody's going to roll his eyes at me, but I think it goes first Bob Cole, it goes second Chris Cuthbert, and it goes 3 Gary Thorne. That's my ranking. So anyways, the silver medalist of broadcasters, the current GOAT right now, Chris Cuthbert of CBC, asked the Swedish coach, you guys won the gold medal in 2006. Are you thinking about bringing the guys into the room for a little motivation speech? You know what his answer was to Chris Cuthbert?
What?
That was a long time ago. What is this? This guy, man. I don't have respect for him professionally, and now I don't have respect for him personally. Like, that's a joke. You guys, like, Nick, like, that was a long time ago. I don't think we need to have them come in the room. Give me a break. This guy, man. This guy, the more I learn about him, the more the distaste I have for him. But we see Forsling together, guys, with Dahlin. Looks good in the first game. Nah, second game, we're going to put Forsling with Carlson. Disaster class.
I know.
They couldn't even get out of their own zone. And then today he's like, starts the game, guys. And he's like, I'll put Forsling back with Dahlin. Jim, he's making changes within the D-core inside of games. You don't want to do that in the sport of hockey. Am I wrong on this? Why do you want to change your D-core up?
No, Samuel Hallam look, this is his last year as head coach of Team Sweden anyway. But I mean, some of the decision making has been very questionable. Philip Forsberg being one of them. Had a great game today. By the way, had a good game even in a loss to Finland. Very productive. We're gonna just sit him on the bench in the first game. We're not even gonna play Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Can't find him a shift.
Can't even find him a shift.
Can't find him a shift in a 5-2 game. It's
What the hell
against
is he doing there?
Like, can't
And
even.
then today, OEL looked horrible. You haven't given him ice time. He's getting walked in the first period against Slovakia.
Like,
Well, I also think Oliver Ekman-Larsson shouldn't be there over Matthias Ekholm, but I'm not gonna.
But I'm not going to blame OEL at this point, Jim.
No, I'm not blaming. Well, it's like we were guys talking before it came on. You know, if Team USA went with Ottinger against Germany and then Hellebuck in the quarterfinal game and then Hellebuck doesn't look sharp, it's like, well, he's had all this time off. It's like, well, it's not his fault. OEL didn't even play. Like if I was OEL, I'm gonna be honest. Like, as much as I want to be at the Olympics, I'd have been like, you ain't gonna play me. I'll be on the exercise bike. Call me when you need me.
No, I'll be at home. My wife is due to have a kid.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, if you're not going to play me, I'm going home. Like, forget it. I don't care about Olympics if you're not going to play me. I'm there to play.
And I think it's more embarrassing to sit on the bench and have 0 minutes, 0 shifts, and be up in the stands.
I would rather be in a press box than be dressed and not play a shift.
Against Italy, like if it's against Finland and the game's going and it's a must-win, okay, I can understand it to a point if it's a medal round game. But against Italy, the first game of the tournament, and then Forsberg plays a minute and 10.
Yeah, that was stupid. It was so dumb. Like, I didn't get it.
Decision since last year, and I'll say this on Sweden, like they got a lot of talent there, right? Now they're being allocated incorrectly.
I think Kirby showed me that earlier today. Nylander is like, I think, second in scoring chances in the whole Olympics, right?
After 2 games.
And
after 2 games.
If you go back to 4 nations last year, you could take a look at the Olympics this year. There is no reason why they shouldn't be beating Finland. And I said this last night. One of the benchmarks for both the Sweden and Finland is beating each other, right?
Yeah.
Last year, you lose to Finland without Miro Heiskanen. You take a look at the position they were in. They pushed Canada to overtime. And, Jim, there was a couple of chances by Zibanejad.
They should have won.
They should have won that game in overtime. Kirby even admits that. And then you go and lose to Finland without Miro Heiskanen. And this year, you go and lose to Finland without Alexander Barkov.
And I think the goaltending has been questionable in 4 nations. It's been questionable in the Olympics. Another thing. Playing behind that defense is supposed to be number 1 or number 2 on paper.
This is a team that should be contending to play in a gold medal game.
I got him as my
and they're not even close when you really think about it.
And think about it. That loss to Finland at 4 Nations, right? If they had won that game, they're in a position when they beat Team USA on that President's Day Monday, they're going to the gold medal game.
Correct.
What's going to happen at this Sweden-USA potential matchup? It could go 5-2 either way. Like, what Sweden team is going to show up?
Look, if it's the Sweden team that showed up against Slovakia, they're dangerous. They're a very dangerous team for Team USA, especially if Team USA is going to be lethargic.
And Sweden and USA actually always play well against each other. It's always a close.
Especially the first 2 periods.
Besides, I think like the best player right now for Team Sweden has been Lucas Raymond. 1 half.
That's a horrible take, Cody. That's a horrible take. A horrible take.
I'll get that.
I think Cody's been the biggest troll so far in these Olympic games.
Look, I'll say this. I think Lucas Raymond, he was dubbed 1 half of the Terror Twins in World Juniors with Alexander Holtz when they played for Sweden. We gotta come up with a new nickname for him, but he's been playing really well for Team Sweden. And he's got an Elias Pettersson going. So that's saying something with those two guys paired together. They've been playing really well. Kempe's look good. They have talent. Again, Samuel Hallam, he benched Jesper Bratt again today. Again, Bratt's inconsistencies in you know, on the play.
Brad hasn't been as good as before Nations. He was electric.
Yeah, but he's not been great here.
And I don't think one of Cody's guys, Lucas Raymond, he's been okay, but he hasn't been as good as he was in Four Nations.
I think he's been as good as he was in Four Nations.
2 Americans on there, not surprised, Cody, but okay.
Wait,
No bias from Cody ever.
Bob, look.
I listened to Canada and US broadcasters growing up, Cody, and I listened when they were on air.
Look, I'll give you this. I grew up watching Hockey Night in Canada.
Doc Emmerich's a bit overrated.
Don't take shots at Doc Emmerich.
Do not take
A
shots.
bit overrated.
Don't take shots. Do not.
Cody's
do that.
taking shots here. Cody doesn't want to call Bob Cole the GOAT all the time and doesn't want to put
It's
even.
it's
Cuthbert in
Bob
the
Cole,
top
it's
3.
Chris Cuthbert, and it's Mike Emmerich for me.
Okay, but I wasn't being disrespectful to Gary Thorne.
No, you're not. I think Gary Thorne, Gary Thorne and Mike Emmerich were 2 devil broadcasters.
Okay, there we go. No, Doc Emmerich's good. You're not gonna like this Sam Rosen. I really like.
He's
I really
overrated.
like-
He's
really-
overrated.
Oh man. So, anyways, where were we?
Wrapping
Anyway,
up on Sweden.
Wrap up real quick before we have to pay
Jack
some bills,
Michaels
guys.
is just for the Miracle on Ice. He's not.
I think Sweden, like you said, Jim, they show up like they did against Slovakia. I mean, they're a dangerous team, and when you take a look at America's probably going to have to play them.
Yep.
And there's the inconsistency with Sweden versus, I think, the untapped talent and potential with Team USA. One of those is going to break. This is hypothetically speaking, and barring a miracle. It's going to be really interesting to see. It's obviously not an ideal position for the United States, but it's not an ideal position for Sweden. They shouldn't be in this position. That loss to Finland is really bad. And then, there's too much talent there to have these performances on the international stage like there's been the last 2 years.
But Nick, just quickly to jump in here as we wrap, guys, going to ad break here. I don't think if you're a USA fan at this point where the program is, it is a superpower program that you can say, we got a bad break. We played Sweden. It didn't break our way. You got to beat Sweden.
Yeah,
You have to be in the gold medal game if you're Team USA.
I don't want to.
There's no excuse.
Especially with the way that I've seen like all these teams.
If you lose, go ahead, Caesar.
No, like USA and Canada are the most talented teams on the ice, and we've seen it in the first games. USA was pretty damn good game 1. Whatever happened today, they need to get whatever is up their asses and get back to work. Because if they go into these elimination rounds,
you can have 1 or 2 off games, though. Caesar.
Yeah, but if you go into the elimination rounds and you start fiddling around with Sweden, say goodbye to any medal.
Well, they got to be at least in a gold medal game.
Jim would be right then, Jim.
If they're not, first of all, being in a gold medal game shouldn't just be enough alone. They need to be contending for gold.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to hear the path was hard. The path was easy to get there. You got a team in the quarterfinal. You got to get by them.
But we see it every year. But we've seen it every year, even in World Championships and World Juniors. It doesn't matter. You run away with the group in a crossover quarterfinal. It doesn't matter. Right. It doesn't matter. If you run into a team with a goaltender and or a team that can play against you, you're losing.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I don't know. There's no easy teams. We're going to talk about a team after the break that we're going to get into a little bit here that has been surprising.
Right. But I feel like it's silver medal or gold for Team USA. Nothing less than that.
Gold, silver, or bust.
I don't agree with this because we were talking a little bit, and then we'll wrap up here, about the future of Team Canada. This comments about the future of potential Team USA. We talked about Team Canada last night. You have Landon Dupont, you have Matthew Schaefer, you have Connor Bedard, probably have Gavin McKenna. You have Macklin Celebrini, who's tearing it up at 19 years old. Those are 5 guys right there. You have Keaton Verhoff. I mean, there are a ton, not just of good players. Like, these guys are going to be the best at their position.
Next wave of blue line is coming next.
Like, these are guys that are
McKenna coming back.
McKenna. Right. These are guys that are going to be the best players in the NHL. So there's a good chance that next time it comes around, Canada or whatever,
their blue line is going to be a lot better on paper.
Blue line's going to be a lot better, but you're still going to potentially have the 5-6. Not going to say the other number, but good amount of the best players in the world in the tournament are going to all be on Team Canada. So,
and that's not hyperbole or exaggeration.
No, that's not. If you don't
That's
think
what,
Macklin
unless they're not
Celebrini's
healthy or something, that's by odds. That's what it's going to be. You know?
if for me, if you don't think Macklin Celebrini, if he's not a top 5 player in the world right now, well, then he will be in about 12 months for sure. No debate.
He's top
If
3
it's
for the heart right now.
correct.
He's
There's
ahead
no
of Kucherov, arguably.
so
or is.
well, Jamie.
Anyways.
Goalies haven't mattered. It hasn't been an advantage for Team USA the way it needed to be.
Get
It
Luongo
can't just
on
be
it.
slightly better. Like we need Hellebuck to be at like a 930, 935, and Binnington to be at like 905. And it's just not that.
It's not
It
gonna
can't
happen.
be this razor thin. It's got to be a massive margin the way that Canada's forwards are better than Americans' forwards. You need to take advantage of the positional advantage.
Yep.
And they
No,
haven't.
I totally agree.
They don't.
All right, guys,
they haven't
we
been
got to
able
pay
do
some
it.
bills here. So we'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
And a word from another one of our sponsor, Jeremy Beckham. Champions don't settle, and neither should you. Let me introduce Jeremy Beckham at Beck Sells FLA, bringing a competitive edge to South Florida luxury real estate. If you want a home that performs in all 3 zones, location, lifestyle, and long-term value, Jeremy is your power play. The clock's ticking. Let's go for the cup. Reach out now at becksellsfla.com.
Thank you there, Nick. A little smoother than yesterday.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. There was a little glitch there, Kirby. I told you I had this, but it's all right. Keep
Caesar,
going.
don't hit the buttons. That was something I got it. Okay. Everyone, I just want to say before I get started here with some housekeeping items, appreciate everyone that is always here with us, but all of our new subscribers that we found over this past week here, record-breaking numbers. I think our stream right now for the Canada-Switzerland stream is about up to 28 or 29K. All of our streams this week have broken records, so we appreciate it. We are going to be back for the USA-Germany stream Sunday afternoon, whenever you may be listening to this. 3:10 Eastern time is puck drop. The guys should be live around 3. So make sure to subscribe, turn your notifications on, like these videos, comment on them. Give Jim some questions there also in the After Dark chat as well. You can purchase a Super Chat donation at any time. We appreciate all those Super Chat donations coming in throughout the week. You can buy a membership, gold, silver, or bronze. You can upgrade your membership because we've got a lot of great contests ahead here. Brad Marchand autographed, signed Stanley Cup photo. We've got some autographed pucks, other Stanley Cup merchandise. So become a member today. We appreciate that. And access to many other great perks. Gentlemen? We do have one other topic with Jim here that we can throw to here. Jim, it's got to be the surprise of the tournament. Slovakia, and I've watched the majority of their games. Man, I've been impressed. Slafkovsky here. Even the former Panther Ocular getting into it there. He was grabbing Mika's hair from behind. I think the refs gave him a warning for that. You can't grab a guy's hair. Like, they're getting into it after scrums. They're scoring on power plays. Like, they're exciting this Olympic crowd right now, Jim, and very impressive from start to end. And they're the winners of Group B here.
Yeah, that was a huge goal at the end of that game by Dvorsky from Slafkovsky. A big
top draft pick kid, right?
Yeah. So, but you're seeing why Slav went number 1 overall in 2022. A lot of people were very, when Montreal made that pick, they're like, how can you do that? How can you take him? Well, if you didn't watch those Olympics, you missed out because that's when he took off, and now he's doing it again in these Olympics. Look, I've been impressed with the Slovakia team. Their goaltending has been outstanding. Their D has been played. But this team's been coming along for a long time, right? Like, this is the team that everybody saw coming at World Juniors, at the World Championships. Like, this team, they won bronze in 2022 at the Olympics. So this is the team that everybody expected. So I'm not surprised to see them finish group, atop the standings. But again, it was because of the late goal by Dablo Dvorsky.
They're going to get, I believe, the 3rd seed. Is it what it's looking like?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Canada, U.S. will finish ahead. Slovakia will be in that 3rd seed. And like we talked about earlier, that 4th seed, Finland. Slafkovsky right now, can we make a case guys not just best on best, but when we go back to the NHL, he's cleared guys like Elias Pettersson and Sebastian Aho. I'm ready for that discussion.
Real quick before you guys get into that discussion,
Yep.
I gotta go. I have to go pay or get some work in. So pay the bills.
Caesar, everyone will see you tomorrow for the live stream, Germany, US.
Yes, make sure you guys tune in either on the Cats and Rats podcast or the Big C show. We'll be
Make
streaming
sure
on
to
both
subscribe
channels.
to Big C's too, by the way. He's
Down
almost at
below
1
there,
minute.
everyone. We're putting it down below there throughout our live stream, so make sure to check that out.
And yeah, can't wait. And should be a good matchup, guys. Good as always, Jim.
Always a pleasure, Big C's.
Keep your heads up.
That's it. Let's go.
Let's go.
You keep yours up. But yeah, like I don't. Is that a hot take? The way
No.
You can say he's playing this way best on best. He's not going to play that way in the NHL. But sometimes that light bulb goes off at a certain time for a young player, and then he carries it throughout his career.
Well, it's interesting. I kind of sparked a debate, and I think a lot of people have with Slafkovsky, because I say he needs to be more Olympic Slafkovsky from Montreal. I mean, everybody's like, oh, well, you haven't seen his last 35 games. Yeah, he's got 35 points in 35 games. What I'm saying is he's having
playing the right way defensively and other things as well, I feel.
Right, but here's my thing.
Possession.
I think he's been playing great this season. He's been moved off. He's commanding the puck. He's taking over that second line with Demidov and Kapanen. But I think I haven't seen the shot like I've seen the shot in the Olympics in the National Hockey League. It's more of him using his big body in front. Like, take, for instance, the first game against Finland. The turnover, right? He's on the wall, picks off the play, reads the play, makes the move, goes to the net hard, and scores.
Holds
Very
it as a superstar.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
And then the superstar Selly that people can.
Right. But then on the power play, the goal, waiting, shot, bar down. Like, I haven't seen that in Montreal. And I've talked to a couple of guys in Montreal, cover the team, and they're like, if he does this the rest of the season, the Montreal Canadiens are going to be a very tough team to play against.
I'm going to use this analogy, and it might be a thin analogy, but for our audience, is it kind of like Matthew Tkachuk in Calgary when they're going to Johnny Gaudreau, RIP, Sean Monahan, Mark Giordano, this guy, that guy, and it's like, hey, when's Matthew Tkachuk going to get his run here? In Montreal, it's like, our trigger man's Caulfield. We're going back up to Hudson. Hey, we've added Dobson here. Suzuki's been a breakout star here over the last calendar year and a bit. It's kind of like he's kind of trying to find his place there, and he has to be given a place to kind of rise up. They've moved him down the lineup to kind of balance their lines.
I think since he's been on the second line, he's commanded that line a little bit more than Ivan Demidov has. And I think he's used his big body a little bit more. Like on the first line, like he was kind of getting lost with Caulfield and Suzuki because they were doing everything, and like he wasn't commanding the puck as much. Obviously, he's Slovakia's best offensive player right now, so everything kind of runs through him. And I'm Montreal, it's not the same, but I think he's going to have to get the looks because it's clear that a line can run through Jurek Slafkovsky. It's not even a question.
He's
anymore.
only getting stronger. He's only
right.
and confidence.
Right. The confidence is there if he uses his big body. Like, he can be a difference maker for the Canadiens, especially in the playoffs.
Correct me, Nick, before you jump in here. Correct me if I'm not wrong, Jim, but they're not one of the younger teams. Aren't they one of the older teams?
Who?
Slovakia in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're older in the sense that they've played together more.
Okay, but they might have the older guys, Thomas Tatar and stuff, but I thought by average age, but they've said in this room, and they've got some older guys in this room, they look to Slafkovsky as the leader.
Because he's been the best player. I mean, he was the best player in the last Olympics.
Right? It's not a bunch of young kids he's playing with, like Team USA with, the program would have been at 3-4 years ago.
No, he's played with this team. He's played with this team since the early 2020s.
No. They said him and the other youngster, I'm mistaken his name here, but they're leading by example as the old guard because they have the most Olympic experience.
Yeah, but I think Dvorsky. I think it's Dvorsky and him.
Okay, yeah.
Or somebody, one of the other guys.
But how often are you led by two young guys because they have the experience?
Because they won a bronze medal in 2022.
But that's how weird the hockey world best on best has been.
I know. Because the NHLers weren't there for the last two Olympics.
They're like, hey, guys, just follow us. And they have been.
Well, everybody loves Slafkovsky, so.
Nick, you got anything on?
Particularly on the Montreal point. Been a couple of actually really interesting comments here.
Sorry.
He's the main guy on the line. They prefer Demidov and Caulfield as the main shooters, but his shot is very underrated. He should get more looks as a shooter. again, I think that's a great problem for Montreal, but
Yeah.
particularly speaking to Slafkovsky, I think it's a really good thing for him because he hasn't had really that much pressure on him. I mean, again, former first overall pick. I mean, he is so dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was watching some of these games. Like, I don't see that in Montreal. And, of late, he has been a lot better. And I think it's a really positive thing for him when you have
I thought he took a step last year, Nick.
Yeah. So you have a lot of these other guys around him, like Demidov, like Caulfield, like Suzuki, right? All of these guys had shown really good promise and have elevated their game even more. And they're only, 22, 23.
Mhm.
These other guys, Caulfield and Suzuki, are probably 25, 26, something like that. So the positive thing with Slafkovsky is he hasn't needed to be that guy, and he can kind of, take his time, ease into that role, and develop properly. And it really has shown here. I was really impressed with, even his game against Florida. Like, again, we know how we fared against Montreal the last couple of years. Fucking hate it. But
Yeah.
you got to give them credit. And I think Slafkovsky each time, has gotten noticeably better. And, I sometimes find myself kind of mixing him up with Demidov. You just take a look at the talent in Montreal. It's incredible.
It's disgusting what they have. Like, it really is.
So hopefully we never run into him. If we do, hopefully we have our playoff experience enough to carry us through. But we'll see. I don't think that's going to be an issue this year. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that.
Anything else on Slovakia? Guys, we kind of wrap here. There's other news and notes if we want to add anything.
I think their goaltending has just been – I think he's been
he's been fun to watch.
He's been fun to watch. Like, I just unbelievable what he's done for Slovakia. But again, this team has been together since their World Junior days, since their Olympic days. They know what's expected of them now.
And I thought this team where Slovakia's was going to be Czechia. Jim, you would say probably Finland in this spot. But then again, they've pushed up. So they're kind of right there.
They've been coming. Like, I think this is where – that's why I said the other day on my Twitter, I said –
Others were saying Germany, by the way, which you weren't buying on.
No, I wasn't buying Germany.
Neither was Nick.
No, I'm not buying Germany.
No, I think you saw it again today. I know Caesar, Cody, I think they both had him as bronze medalist.
Yes.
Me and Kirby had Sweden. We had the same three teams, a little bit of a different makeup. I had Sweden as bronze, USA silver, Canada gold. Kirby had, as you see there, gold for Canada, silver for Sweden, which actually could end up happening. But more than likely, our three combinations, Carb, are not going to happen, barring a miracle.
Oh.
So ours could be done, really, by tomorrow. Which, damn.
I knew we'd get one surprise in that quarterfinal match.
Right, and, I'm just really been impressed with some of these other teams like Finland. I think Slovakia.
And that's the thing. Like I said the other day, like everybody's like, "Oh, major upset." But if you watched international hockey, you knew the Slovaks were coming. Like, you just knew they've been coming. And I think a lot of people forget that, like, at the Beijing Olympics, they did, they were bronze medalists. Like,
I did want to ask this. Kirby, we were talking off air about it. In 2018, I don't know if you know the answer. This is for anybody in the chat too. Do you know why they
the question for Jim you have?
The question for Jim. Why didn't they go to the Olympics in 2018?
The main speaking point.
The main speaking point for why Slovakia didn't go?
No, NHL.
The NHL players, the PA.
Oh, they weren't going because of the time difference.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
It wasn't to do about accommodations and China.
It was the Pyeongchang Olympics where they didn't want to go. Right, they didn't want to go because of the it was not only was the time issue, but they weren't going to get access like they are now, and they still don't get the access that they should, but it's getting better. But the insurance wasn't covered.
Insurance.
Like, the big thing, like the insurance is the NHL didn't want to fork up all the money for the players.
They had to get that in place this time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then 2022 was COVID and
COVID. They were going to go, but
they're like, there could be shutdowns and
right.
Well, remember there was that flurry of COVID that remember all those teams had like 7 or 8 guys out of the lineup.
Yeah, once the COVID thing hit in that year, it was just like, all right, well, we're not going.
Right.
Yeah. So. And that happened a lot quicker. The other one was kind of like, well, if we don't have this insurance.
But everybody knew 2014 was kind of the last Olympics with NHLers because they knew that they weren't going because of how far the distance was and the access and when the games are going to be played. And it like
the Canada, they don't care where they're going. They'll go play anywhere. Like this.
No, but what I'm saying is for TV ratings, you just saw Team USA the other day had their biggest game on breaks since the Russia game or whatever it was. Like being
from 2014.
Right. Being in Italy, being in France is different than being in China, in Japan, like every place is like that. It's different.
The first one they went to best on best was Japan.
Right, but that was the first one. But you see the better ratings were in 2002 and like 2010.
But the players in Union, they don't care about that. The league does, but they're like, we're going. We're like McDavid he's like, we're going. Like Gary Bettman's like, nah, the ratings might be point whatever off. Like, but that's not going to be. It's more insurance.
It's more insurance. It's more access. It's more
like the lockdown and
right.
You got to be here,
stuff
right?
like that. It's the other particulars of the negotiation, which the NHL and the IIHF and the IOC are going to work on for next time. And
there's going to be some changes next time.
Where is it next?
Won't there
France.
be?
France. That shouldn't be a problem.
No, it shouldn't be a problem. But I know the NHL wants more access. I think they want to get more access for everybody, like not just. But because we see it, everybody's videos are getting taken down. Like the IOC, you got to ask permission to get. It's like, come on, let them put them on NHL.com. Let it put it on YouTube. Like put it all.
Yeah, you can't even share like goals and highlights and stuff. Like these sites and IOC Olympics pages, they're restricting you.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the big things that they want to get done. They want to get better accommodations. Like all this, it's just a silly nonsense.
Well, there's kind of our answer that we flushed.
Jim, who did you have winning the tournament? What were your gold, silver, bronze predictions?
I had
gold, I believe.
I had Canada winning gold.
Yep.
I believe
Sweden
Sweden and Finland.
Yeah, the third.
So you didn't even have USA.
No, I never
losing in the bronze.
I had them losing in the bronze medal game, but I said they weren't medaling because. They just don't. I don't believe they have the willpower.
No, I don't think they have the dog mentality.
No, I think they have this gold medal or bust mentality, which is a good mentality to have. But if they lose a close game, say to like a Canada or something or whatever, it would have been like, all right, well, time to go get ready for NHL hockey again.
Right. And
I don't think they were going to be lined up with Canada.
Just quick question. This kind of be a little bit more foreseeable future. What changes could Team USA be undergoing if they come out of this with one silver medal?
I mean, you're going to put goal scorers on your team.
Yeah.
Robertson, Caulfield, Hudson. You want to talk about the next wave of Team USA players? Hudson, Caulfield.
So, you're not saying a heavier, dynamic defenseman or two? You're doubling, tripling down with more.
No, I mean, I'm saying whoever the next wave is, you're putting Lane Hudson there, but you could have your heavier defenseman there too.
Okay. Because I think if you lose, that's something that you might look at and be like, okay, we had Slavin, but
we didn't have anybody else.
And then, the Kyle Connors and guys that are flushed out, I don't think that helps the Alex DeBrincat types. No. You could argue one way or another on Caulfield. I'm a little higher on him now than I used to be.
I would have put Caulfield.
I agree with this comment. I think that it's Canada does look like they're on a mission. And,
you hear it. You hear it from McDavid and McKinnon especially. McKinnon especially is like they asked him about taking in the sites. He's like, I'm here to play hockey. Like
standing on business.
It's about business. It's all about business. Party after. That's how I am when I go to tournaments with the teams I go with the people that invite me. That go, I said, guys, I'm here. You don't invite me to come to a tournament.
That's how I'm as a coach.
I tell these guys, I say, you want me to be on your tournament team? Great. We don't party between games. I don't party between games. I don't go out. I go out and play.
Love it, Jim. That's how I was.
I go out and play, and I go out to win. We party after it's over.
You're like, how do you play so good? Because I'm not shit-faced. That's
right. Exactly.
Right.
Final question here for Jim. Know that we're in the Olympics, but there are a lot of obviously implications when we do get back to NHL hockey. How many of these guys do you think are playing banged up and are going to get shut down after the Olympics?
Couple.
You think a couple on Team Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah. Familiar names in Team Canada? Yeah. Okay.
I heard 63. I heard 63 might be shut down for a little bit after.
That's what I'm hearing.
Remember, I sent you that text a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, looks like it was right.
Well, I feel real quick. I feel bad for Kevin Fiala, man. Like
Yeah.
that guy. I mean, like just tough injury to see. Don't they say lower body? I don't know if it's a leg. I don't know if it's a hip. I don't know what it was. They haven't really said. The fact that he underwent surgery on Saturday morning stinks.
Yeah.
Now the LA Kings are probably going to have to do something else they didn't want to do. I mean, obviously they're going to go after a center, obviously, but do they take a run at like a guy like Line A? Do they take a run at a goal scorer, like just to help him out for the rest of the year? Because they're in a like, don't forget the Kings are on the outside looking in right now. It's not like they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And this was an injury that, like, again, injuries happen. We know that. But this is like, remember Tavares got hurt for the Islanders,
Right.
2014. That derailed their season. Like the Kings still have aspirations of getting into the playoffs.
Well, and here's do you think they would have made the Panarin move coming if they had not made it prior to the Olympic break? Would they have pursued Panarin coming out of the break, knowing
That would have been the first trade out of the break?
Okay. So
Like,
it's actually good. It's a great thing
like,
they got.
Like they would have. Like, I'm be honest. Like, well, teams are talking right now. You're allowed to talk. You're allowed to do whatever.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do your business. You can't submit the trade, right? I believe if they didn't make the Panarin trade, that's getting announced the day the freeze is lifted.
And then just a couple other things.
The old Guy Lafleur there from AB.
You don't mind me asking any update on Barkey? I know there's been some testing done over this Olympic break. It hasn't really made the airwaves, but I know
He's skating. I know he's skating.
It wasn't going to make the airwaves because we know they go on break, Nick.
I know he's well, the problem is they do make the airwaves if you're in Montreal because there's guys on the ice in Brassard.
They'll be talking about on the radio and everything.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, look, I think Barkov's skating. I think it all depends on what happens this first few games out of the break for the Florida Panthers on whether or not he comes back.
Well, if 63 is done, then that top 10 pick protection comes a whole lot more interesting.
Right. I mean, if they're within striking distance, I wouldn't be shocked to see Alexander Barkov back before the end of the regular season.
I just want to add on the Fiala thing. That's what I thought too. We were live streaming. Shout out to my boy Ben Saunders. We saw Fiala get stretchered out, and he was on his chest, and I was like, "Is that the thing?" After. So, just wanted to add that.
I don't know. I mean, if it's a hip, they probably didn't want to turn him because if it's
stabilize him or whatever,
stabilize him and everything. But his left leg was definitely in a different angle.
That too.
So it could have been femur, could have been something. I don't know. I just hope all the best for Kevin Fiala because he did break his femur. He broke his right femur in 2017 with the Nashville Predators. So, but he's shut down for the rest of the year. So now the LA Kings have cap space to do more things. And like I said, if you bring in Line A right now, like he's a UFA, right? He's just a hired gun. The issue with the Kings is they really don't have a lot of
assets
right now.
Yeah, I think Line A would probably just be a desperation move. Hopefully, he catches fire, scores some goals for you. And
they need a goal. They need to replace Fiala's production right now.
It's like you get Panarin and you lose Fiala, you're right back to where you started. So,
right, exactly. Which is unfortunate for the Kings and Ken Holland. Which means now, like, because Ken Holland was thinking about trading Warren Fogle, does that like kind of go out the books now? Like, I just think there's a lot of different plays now for the LA Kings.
Mm-hmm. And then speaking on the Panther thing, real quick, was wondering your personal thoughts on the top 10 protected trade. If Brad Marchand or anybody else are to get shut down, not saying the word tank, but do you let the young guys have a chance to come up and play and maybe take it a little bit easier down the stretch here in hopes for a potential franchise-changing pick, but it's one way or another, it definitely can be.
Look, I'm not in favor for tanking. I'm in favor of playing your game, but I am also a realist. And when you have all these injuries and you're in the position the Panthers are in the standings, you have to start to have a conversation about, okay, let's get these guys rested. Let's get these guys healthy. Let's get these guys ready for next year.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we want three-peat, as much as we want history, it's hard to three-peat. We're up against, like,
The writing is almost on the wall when you
Right, and if Mikola's hurt after the block shot, well, I think he played today, but
Yeah,
like,
he did. He looked pretty good today.
yeah, so he's fine. But I'm saying you get another crippling injury, like at some point, it's just like, all right, it's just not going our way. It's
especially
just
if
not
your
our year.
leading point getter for the year will not be there out of the gate potentially. And
Like, I think there's a lot of guys that are definitely banged up. Like Lundell's definitely banged up. Like,
And I'm just gonna add Forsling, Ekblad, Verhaeghe, Bennett. They're not carrying you. We've seen
no,
it. These guys are supporting pieces.
and here's the thing:
supporting
I'm
core
saying
pieces, I guess.
if you don't go 4-0 or 3-0-1 out of the break, shut it down. Because if you go 2-2, 1-2-1, 2-1-1, it's the same shit that we've been doing all year. It's win 2, lose 2, win 3, lose 2.
you have to be within 4 points at the trade deadline for anything to matter.
Yeah, and I just don't know if that's possible. And
No.
honestly, I don't feel personally. I know it doesn't matter what I think. I don't personally feel comfortable rushing Barkov back in a season like this, where
No.
it's not like we're just waiting on Barkov.
No,
It's-
you're waiting on Kachuk to find his game. You're waiting on Marchand to feel healthy again. Lundell's battling some things. Kulikov's still out. Jones is hurt. I mean, it's the litany of injuries.
Bennett and Bennett's hurt, and Reinhardt
Bennett's
is
hurt.
hurt.
Reinhardt's banged up. Marchand's banged up. Like,
Yeah,
these are guys that carry you to the Stanley Cup.
yeah, and the
You do got to
number-
figure out the goalie position and evaluate that.
Like I'll say this. I said this the other day. I think I said it on Big C Show. Maybe I said it here. Would it shock anyone if Bill Zito decided to bet for the future at the goaltending position?
No, I heard the name you said. Caesar told
Paul
us.
said. Paul said. Yeah. Would I be shocked if he went after him? No. Now, somebody, like, again, who do they go after? Could they move? Who would they move? Tarasov?
Well, I've
Tarasov's
talked
hurt.
about the guy right here, and from St. Louis that can come in, and that's a Panthers piece. And in the season, you're getting $12 million come off the books for goaltending, and then you figure it out from there.
And I don't think it's out of the question Bob can figure it out next year.
Yeah, you could have.
Obviously, his
retention.
starting AAV is going to be around 6. Like,
I think it might be a little less than that now, Jim.
well, I think it'll be less than that, but I'm saying you look at 6
Start
and you
there.
work your way.
You work your way down, not up.
Yeah, you work your way down. Like, you work your way the other way.
Yeah, but 6 is always the number you and I have reported on.
Yeah.
That's what
So
we did.
I think it'll be a short deal. Like, it's not going to be
Shorter than originally anticipated.
1 or 2.
I think 1 or 2. Like, I don't even think it's going to be 3 or 4 anymore. It's
But
1 or
people
2.
that
That's
want
what
to
it was
go or
originally.
retire,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 1 or 2. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked if Bill Zito told Bobrovsky's camp during the break, we're going to give you a 1-year deal, performance-based, over 35 contract.
Yes. Incentive
And if
laden.
it works out, great. If not, well, then you potentially
That's
get another guy. But that's where the draft pick comes in. It does
Right,
not just who
exactly.
you draft. It's an asset.
Right,
Right.
it's an asset because they're not going to draft. If they're not ending up with the top 10 protected pick, let's just be honest.
I think it's very low, 10-15%.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
I
I
do.
think-
Like, how much can you really bottom out? This is still a good hockey team, and you have too much points accumulated from those bottom, however amount of teams, and you're going to be really on that bubble fringe for that bottom 10.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you don't have the pick, then at this point it doesn't matter. But again,
it makes it more interesting now that the pick is there when originally it was thought it wasn't. It's
Because
like,
if you lose your first 2 coming out of the break, and you know these guys are hurt, you're going to shut them down. And if they're not playing, that's how you
but
bottom out.
But Nick, you got to remember Paul Maurice and Bill Zito. Like, I don't know how far it goes. Like, that's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I know you haven't watched a lot of bad hockey this year. I watched some other teams around the league. Things aren't going rosy in other places, Nick.
No, I mean,
Full side on Toronto. Toronto's a team that could really bottom out, if you want to be honest.
and they have to be in the top. They have to be in the top
5, right?
Yeah,
So that's a
It
team
really has
smarter
to
than
bottom
us,
out.
right?
yeah. They have to
I
be
know,
in the
Nick,
top
you want me to tell
5.
you we have that urgency, but there's other teams that have way more urgency than
I just
than
think
we do for that pick.
you're 8 points out from being tied. You don't want the tiebreaker, so you need 9 points. So you're 4.5 games back. And the first 2 games on the back-to-back are going to tell you everything you need to know. And if you lose to them, it's over. So,
I like this from Beefcat as well. And when you have that taste of winning, even though the fans don't this year with the tank job or, hey, they want team job, those guys got that winning pedigree in the room that are still in that room.
Yeah, they're not.
You're not bringing in like 6 rookies or 8 rookies.
No.
We don't have that, to be able to do that
Look,
until like last week of the year.
Like, you'll hear it at the end of the year if they don't make the playoffs. This wasn't on a year.
they knew it. Yeah.
Injuries.
Yes.
Started off with Barkov. Kachuk, we didn't get back right away. Guys went down.
You're going to hear every name, and you're going to be like, I didn't even know that guy was hurt.
Lundell's hurt. This guy's hurt. This guy needs surgery. That guy needs surgery.
Masarinen got burnt for 10 games.
It's just it's a litany of stuff in Florida right now. But
I just answer that question. I would not move that first round pick right now until I know where that you're picking, and then
if it's top 4,
top 4, top 5, even top 6, I don't know if I'm moving it.
Now, if you get, I'm just saying, if we really fucking bottom out, if you get Gavin McKenna, well, you get McKenna, ship Lundell off for Wallstead, right? Like that, right? I mean, it's just hypothetical. Or if you want to do Sam Bennett, good luck moving the contract.
Call Toronto.
I wouldn't move Lundell for Wallstead.
I love the goalie position. I'm leader of the goalie union, but I don't know, man. I really like Lundell.
The kids exploding.
That's a one to think about, but I'm more siding with Lundell.
Me too. Like, I love the kid.
I like Lundell too much to let him go.
No.
Even Nick proposes the questions like that, like the community does, and I'm like, I don't know.
Look,
it's like what's Bennett going to be in?
I'll say this. I think
months?
a couple of teams interesting to watch is Calgary coming out of the break. What do they decide? How far does it go down? How far does a certain defenseman want to be there after a while?
Oh, the guy that used to play in Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So we'll see. But again,
Kadri,
Kadri, Lomberg.
See, Calgary and Vancouver, they have the hunger, they have the thirst, and Nick might just shake his head. They've never had the first overall draft pick.
They need it. Both of those franchises.
And if they don't get the first, they get the second or third. That's a great consolation.
They need it. I think
I'll
Calgary's
take the third overall pick. I'm not picky.
What is it? Calgary's highest draft.
There's the Rangers there too, Nick. What?
Was Bennett their highest? 4, right? Bennett was their 4.
Bennett was 4, their highest.
4.
And the highest 4. Do you remember the highest for Vancouver, Jim?
Sedin's 2-3.
Okay, there's a guy tied at 2.
Linden?
Former GM of the Florida Panthers, currently works with the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, not
Dale Talon.
1970
wow. Draft with Gilbert Perreault. My dad almost played against Gilbert Perreault.
Yeah, because Brian Burke traded up to get the Sedin twins.
Yes. Yeah, to get that 2-3 spot. With Tampa or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And there's another trade involved with it.
But I think there are a lot of things to consider, particularly how the first week shapes up could determine the future plans. I'm not saying it's likely we bone them out, but I don't think it's out of the question that we slip a little bit, especially if you become a seller at a deadline because you're too far out, guy gets shut down, things can fall together real fast. I'm not just saying.
It'll be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting coming out of the break.
And I'll say this: I want to win. But I'm looking at the hill the Panthers have to climb. I'm looking at everything.
Man. Too many teams.
It's really tough. It really is tough. And you're going to know almost immediately coming out of the break. But it should be fun to see. Obviously, this has been a great Olympic tournament.
Oh, it's been awesome right now.
And it's going to be there's going to be a lot of fun coming out of the break.
So you got to drop. I mean, they'll pass Philly, Toronto's there, Ottawa, Washington, Columbus. Boston and Buffalo are in your division. Detroit is there. Like, there's a lot of tough teams.
Gentlemen, I think we're going to wrap here. Jim, what do you got on the go here, I guess, this week and then moving forward, if you even know your schedule? Right now, I'm just locked into Olympics.
I'm locked into the Olympics. Probably watch Team USA tomorrow again.
Yep. Jump prediction. Say hi to the guys on the stream.
Bye, Jim.
I will be watching probably Canada play a little bit to see how many more points Connor McDavid can put up.
That is, that's early tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. We're not
prediction, Jim.
What?
What's your prediction for Germany USA?
USA will win by at least 5.
Okay.
Unless Grubauer stands on his head, but
Guys will have fun on the stream tomorrow then.
USA will win, but they'll end up with the 2nd seed, but they won't get first because Canada's gonna put 9 up on France.
I'm hoping for 7 or 8.
I think
7
7 locks it up, but yeah.
7 locks it up. Okay.
Well, no, I mean that's just me.
It could be less than that.
Yeah, it could be less than that depending on the Germany USA. Like we'll know
About
who
like
has
a
the
7-1, 7-2 Canada.
like if Canada puts 9 or 10 up on France and doesn't give up anything, we know the USA Germany games they have to just put enough goals up to beat Slovakia and Finland to
get that number 2.
Yeah.
Which it's very likely for.
Yeah, it's very likely that they will.
Yep. That means it sets up a Canada USA potential gold matchup because it's 1-2, right?
Right, but I don't know if Team USA is getting there.
I know what you said there. We've got all Jim's stuff down here in the show notes. Make sure to follow his Substack and all of that. Jim, I appreciate your time. Nick/Jim, you guys can sign us off here tonight because it was a USA game day and a USA victory.
I'll let the guests take over. Go ahead, Jim.
Guys, this has been Cats and Rats podcast, Pucks After Dark, NHL After Dark, Olympics After Dark edition with the fellas here, Nick Levine, Kirby Lupo, Big C's, and myself, Jim Biringer, the guest here on the Cats and Rats.
And our boy Cody Stevens that was away here.
Yep.
Yeah, Cody's here too in spirit. What I got coming up this week, just writing away on the Olympics, and maybe we'll drop some things in here and there, and hopefully be back with these fine gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thanks
As
so much.
we always say, let's go Team USA.